My wife told me, "We decided you're not part of the family anymore. Don't come to any family events." The words hit me harder than I expected. I stood there quietly, unsure whether to argue or walk away. For years, I had tried to fit into her family, tried to be patient with their judgments and their cold stares, but hearing it spoken aloud still felt like the floor had disappeared beneath my feet. I wanted to ask who "we" meant, but I already knew. Her parents never liked me, and her sisters treated me like an outsider no matter how many times I tried to help or be kind. I thought maybe eventually they would see my intentions. I believed time could soften their opinions. Instead, time sharpened them. That night, I sat alone in the living room long after she had gone to bed. The house felt unfamiliar, like it wasn't mine anymore. I replayed every moment, every argument, every misunderstanding that had built up like dust in the corners of our marriage. I wondered if she really meant what she said, or if she spoke out of frustration. But the firmness in her voice told me it wasn't an impulsive decision. The next morning, she acted as if nothing had happened. She moved around the kitchen quietly, making tea, avoiding my eyes. I waited for her to say something, anything, but she didn't. That silence felt louder than her rejection the night before. I realized then that this wasn't just about her family. Something inside our marriage had cracked long before these words were spoken. Days passed and the distance between us grew. She stopped asking where I was going, and I stopped waiting for her to care. I began spending more time outside, walking aimlessly or sitting in the park just to clear my head. I didn't tell anyone what she had said. Part of me was ashamed, and part of me didn't want to admit how deeply it hurt. One weekend, she left for a family gathering without saying goodbye. As I watched her car disappear, I felt something settle in my chest. Not anger, but acceptance. If they didn't want me there, I wouldn't force my presence. I had spent too long trying to earn a place in a family that never planned to let me in. Slowly, I began rebuilding my sense of self. I reconnected with old friends, focused on my work, and learned to enjoy my own company again. I realized that belonging doesn't come from someone else's approval. It grows from how you see yourself and how you choose to live. One evening, she returned home and looked at me as if seeing me for the first time in months. There was uncertainty in her eyes, maybe even regret. But by then, I had already taken my first steps toward a life where I didn't need permission to exist. And for the first time, I felt free.